What can I say? Your kids are going to love it. Early readers are enjoying this with their parents. Just don't be like me and snicker through the humour. Middle grade readers are enjoying this, and even adults are enjoying reading with their children. This is a very good series to start with. Otherwise, let's get into it. The author Damien Hanson goes with writing Glitch World as a series. I'll be doing as a separate review. He goes under a pen name for children's books, and the reason he explained in an interview, when you're looking for a certain children's author, sometimes you find the adult works, and that should be separate. So that's why he goes under the pen name of Dames Handsome. That all being said, I really enjoyed this series. A lot more than I expected. It doesn't take much to make me give a 4-star review. That's something a lot of people know. A lot of 5-star reviews, I'm quite known for that. That is because I can see the creativity within what someone's trying to produce, whether it be flawed, good, or indifferent. I like creativity. I like breaking the boundaries. That is one thing with creativity. Now, all being said, this book series is aimed at early leveled readers, first readers. Now, all being said, there is a middle grade audience for this book series. There are a lot of adults who have really actually embraced this book to read with their children. I, for one, am enjoying it. However, I have to laugh at this one particular part, just pulling up this illustration in the second book. The new prince bowed. I am Prince Picky from the kingdom of Swampfart Forest. Sorry. This prince, he said, I will just have to leave it there. I am sorry to be giggling like a girl with this review. I have just enjoyed this book series. I need a moment. James Hanson explained that this book series currently has 2 books out. There is a third coming. This book series will have a total of 12 books. I quite found it was a well-structured way of building the world. The world building in this book, without too many spoilers, is actually really good. The main story follows with 2 fairies and a hamster called Hamster Rick. The magical powers and the muscle-bulged hamster comes into the story quite well. There are lots of interesting ways that it has magic put into the world without being too far-fetched. It's a well-grounded book for fantasy. There is a particular part that I do like. I find the antagonizing boglins and the pictures and the illustrations are quite funny, like this particular one of a boglin riding on a cat. Now, I know this has turned into a meme because the little RPG group he is looking for different people who are into his works. There are other children's authors that are connected through. This is an interesting way to go. Now, the creativity with that, as I was going to say, it helped with the size categories. When you look at the illustrations and what is written, it is important to get a grasp of the size of the world that we're talking. That their world exists in our world, but in a smaller scale. So when we do talk about size categories in fiction, you hear of diminutive size being the size of a cat. So when you see a boglin riding on a cat, this only enhances the size category of what we're talking about within this particular world. Halfway through the first book, there is a character introduced by the name of Dames Handsome. Now, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't work. It's usually hit or miss. In this particular case, it was a critical hit. Now, moving forward, it was well grounded, it was a central part of the story, a part of the universe. It wasn't too far fetched, it wasn't ridiculously done. It was more of a way for the author to connect to the reader or to the younger audience in a very good way. Now, the plot doesn't focus or central around the character James Handsome. This worked a lot better than expected. Again, this was not a trope of the chosen one, the most powerfulest in the universe. This was a very well grounded book to the world it's talking about. So, being said, at first, when I was reading it and saw the character introduced, I was like, oh my gosh, really? But it pulled it off really well. I am not too judgmental or big-headed when it comes to this sort of thing. I found the way author connecting to reader and metaphorically speaking, well done. Being said, we'll move on to the next point. Now, just to finally summarise, I will say I rate this book, without a doubt, 5 out of 5. I will continue to read the series, do a bigger review at a later date when more books are out. I will try not to do spoilers. This particular book series, if you are an early reader, this might be a good one for you. If you're in an audience to reading with your parents, this might be a good book for you. Middle grade readers are actually enjoying this, and there is a lot of humour, as previously mentioned, with me giggling. Now, being said, there are a lot of other adults who have enjoyed the book. I personally have the book series in paperback for my son. I mostly do read on Kindle, on ebooks. I do very few audio books because I like to read. Now, being said, this particular series, if you enjoy Roald Dahl, this book may be for you. If you're into some other earlier works like Paul Jennings, this might be for you. The particular stories that are told are engaging. Now, being said, James Handsome has some interesting works. In the comments, I'll put in for the ebooks. When other books come out, I'll be putting that into the comment. Edit the comment to put those links in and into the description. Otherwise, that's it for today. If you are writing books or looking at doing illustrations or early works, maybe take a look at James Handsome's work. If you look at other particular videos I will be doing, there are other authors that are into graphic novels. There are different illustrations for early childhood, middle grade. There are even young adult fiction. I personally will be putting more illustrations into my second book, which is not for children. Now, being said, that is it for today again, and I'll see you all next time. Otherwise, happy reading, and thank you very much, James Handsome. I look forward to maybe one day joining you in a game of Dungeons and Dragons.